Mr. Speaker, first of all, I think it's in order that the former president were launching a campaign. Na horrible to transfer him build the Yamfa Itumuman. Let me just go straight and zero in some of the issues that have been raised. I think Minister McCarthy beside the difference between ministers and deputy ministers. Per our laws, there is a clear distinction between a minister. The rules.
I think he was asking a minister of state, and then the difference between a minister and Kasa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of the various ministries, they were working. Is that what you are talking about?
If it's a minister,
will be a minister of state at the presidency, and there is also a minister.
So the person does not necessarily have a ministry.
So a minister of state of finance.
Yes.
And a minister of finance.
Yes, minister of finance has.
Is there a contradiction?
Has a whole ministry.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Minister of state, and he works under the presidency, so it's like a linkage. However, I mean those things, I think it can easily be scrapped.
They really need.
Yes, it does not make sense. But the substantive issue was whether Mahama meant 60 ministers and whether it included the deputy ministers and all those. You see, the NPP now have taken off their deputy regional ministers.
Exactly.
You understand?
In this second.
Exactly. So that is the issue. So for instance, deputy ministers does not mean there. It means if a 30 ministers are, your deputy will be 30. In Tinina or 60. It does not mean so. Because your original ministers might not have deputy ministers. That is 16. And then the rest can be the other various ministries. They will have their deputies and you know, that is it. The current administration, some of the ministries even had 3 deputy ministers.
Yeah.
You understand? So you could have easily had 1 deputy or 2 deputies, but they have 3 and all those things, and which is possible there. We can cut it. However, I think somebody used, I think it was Sam McCarthy, he used the word there. People use literature. I call it semantics. You know, the former president is a communicator. See, let me tell you one fact he said. He before he said the ministers, Lingame, he said under these current circumstances or in a situation we find ourselves.
Yeah.
So which means if we don't find ourselves in the situation, he will be likely to go more. And his justification will be that when I said it, I was referring to under these harsh conditions.
I see.
Yes. I listened very clear, and that was it. And I was just looking out for those pointers. He said the same thing when he came to the S-Gratia thing. He was very specific. He talked about only the executive because he has direct control. He talked about the executive. He didn't talk about all Article 71 holders. He said that he would ensure that the executive under Article 71. So he was referring to his executive, those he is going to appoint. And those who are in the executive, who form part of government, not the legislature.
No,
not.
So there he said, and I will encourage other government bodies.
Yes, he's encouraging. He is not scraping.
No, that one doesn't have control.
Yes.
So
exactly that the point I'm making.
The judiciary, the legislature.
Yes,
I agree.
The question again, Council, the question again will be, as entrenched as those clauses are, if you really mean business, you need to put the question to Ghanaians, to us. Do we really need to scrap Article 71? Because a lot of social...
the answers are in what he said. He also said that he will start the process. So the process under Article 290, I mean, it's a tall order. You understand? But most of Ghanaians seem that we don't want it. So I think that this will be an easy referendum.
Okay.
If we should go to a referendum to talk about Article 71 and S-Gratia and all those things, it will be one of the easiest things because you need 40% of those who are registered to be able to take part in a referendum, and you need 75% to say we don't want it. And I think you can go beyond that if that is the case. So I think it's something that can easily be done if we really want to. However, there are other entrenched positions in the constitution that Ghanaians are complaining about. So I think the issue of district assembly for 4 days.
This is
voting for assembly members, issue about age limit, issues about certain appointments that is only rests in the powers of the president and all those things. I think several of them Ghanaians are raising questions about that we can all involve in the referendum, because referendum is a very expensive thing. we shouldn't forget about that. The other thing is that some of the things that are happening with their presidential primaries is not something exciting.
Okay.
Some of their pieces are using Mahama's picture. What the picture to one or the Mahama picture on their as their posters. Why? Why? They have not chosen a presidential candidate. So why you as a parliamentary candidate, you use your picture and then you attach it with a presidential candidate? I mean, why? If I want to go for a presidential candidate, I can put my picture there as going for the presidential parliamentary candidate. But immediately I add another presidential candidate. What signal are you sending? What signal are we sending? And you see, I always say that they should tread cautiously. They should tread cautiously. What's in China now will accuse MPP with what they were doing in terms of their original chairman. They are supporting this and that. They were criticizing them. Yet you people are already doing even worse than that. Former President Mahama, the only thing he is going to suffer is that either Obia on a year washawa Nila ko bedroman ma wejay. Na neye na akọ nature me that day December na waba. There would always be trust issues. And our current president has made it worse for every politician to gain trust from the people.
Okay.
Because our current president has been very inconsistent with everything that he has said. Ne actions and inactions in our trying a day. Another thing. So that has caused us, all of us, problems as politicians. This is a politician and kasa and kofun jundi yana wanji and didado. Nasisi adi wa kra. So that is one of the major problems that the former president needs to fight.
Thank you, Council.